What's up, everyone? This is Bacon, and today we have another patch notes video. I feel like we literally just did one, but maybe time has just kind of flown by and we already have a new one coming. But today it's a little of a heavier one than the previous one, which is nice. The last one seemed a little light, but let's go ahead and jump into it. New hero is a light bearer named Oscar, the True Gentleman. He's agility-based ranger. He attacks with knives, quickly moving around the battlefield with each strike. His ultimate increases the haste of all allied heroes. Per usual, you can get him from the Destiny summon pool, but I would not recommend that just because they're not really worth using your Destiny summon scrolls on. Let's see. Yep, that's just basically this section is going to be the update. So my thoughts on Oscar. Oscar, honestly, in Classic is pretty hot garbage. He's just really not good at anything. He's just kind of bad. So I'm curious to see if they kind of revamp him, tweak a little bit, because I know there's been a few heroes that they've kind of changed or buffed or, messed with a little bit to make them a little more usable, which I think is good. It feels like if he's just hot garbage still, it's kind of like, what's the point of re-releasing these heroes that are just still bad? There haven't been many heroes that have been like buffed to the point where they're super meta in companions, but they're just kind of never were good in Classic. Maybe Walker could be considered one that has been, seen some pretty good improvements, but even then, he's definitely not like a meta hero. So I'm curious to see how Oscar is. If I'm missing a hero, though, that is really good in companions, but it was really bad in Classic, let me know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, though. Hero pool update. Sophia will be added. Sophia is someone I will be adding to my wish list. I'm excited to start hoping to get some polls on her. Getting some targeted polls. If you're listening, Lilith, I would love some targeted polls. Even if it's just like 5 a month, I will take those. Those are really nice to have. The new event is Celestial Celebrations. The last time they did this, they released Arthur along with Celestial Celebrations, where you could basically pay money to get shards of Arthur. It ended up being hundreds of dollars, I think, to actually get him fully. And so I'm guessing this is going to be the same event for Leonardo da Vinci. He is a new dimensional hero that is being added through this event and will probably be in a few other events where you can get shards as well. And, Leonardo da Vinci, unlike Oscar, is actually pretty good. I think in campaign, he's a really solid hero and will do really well with other dimensional heroes. And so I'm curious to see if they've nerfed him, buffed him, how they're kind of just what they're going to do with him. I also think Leonardo is going to be valuable in Dream Realms, maybe Tower, maybe. So we'll see, but he's definitely a better hero than Oscar. I don't think he'll be worth spending the money on him. And now that I'll get to this in a little bit, but there's also another change with Arthur that's really exciting. But it looks like Leonardo da Vinci will be part of this Celestial event, and we'll see how it goes. Once that event's out, I'll make a video on it to kind of share my thoughts on the prizes and heroes you can get from that. New event, Lyrical Exploration. I think this is during the event, enjoy the autumn atmosphere and complete quests and rewards. Okay, so not a lot of details on that one. That's not until later in the month, probably mid-September. Voyage of Wonders, very cool. Those are nice to have, free rewards. A lot of information on the Voyage of Wonders. I'm not going to read that. It's just kind of lore stuff, pretty much. New dimensional hero perks. So heroes obtained through events, non-crossover dimensionals, currently including Arthur Pendragon. Is that his last name? I didn't know that. And Leonardo da Vinci will now come with exclusive animated avatars and entry animations. That's cool. Sure, I mean, they're harder to get. So that's nice that they have skins. That's fun. Store update. The Arena of Heroes store will now include Dimensional Hero Soulstone's Arthur. So this is what I was talking about. So you can now, similar to Orthos and the other hero in the Arena store, they're going to sell Soulstones for Arthur that you can buy. Now, what's really nice about this, and my assumption is the cost is going to be high for these, but Unlike with the Hypogean and Celestial heroes, you only need one copy of Arthur, and then you can just max them out with Dimensional Spirit Shards, or Spirits, or whatever. And so you really only need to get one copy of Arthur, and then just wait until the next event where you can get Dimensional Spirits, and then you can just max them out or get them to whatever level you want. And so that's why I think the cost is going to be a little higher than I think it's 60,000 coins for the other shards. My guess is it's going to be 100,000, 120, something around there. I'm not totally sure, but regardless, being able to get him with the arena tokens is really nice. I think it's a great addition. That's something that I think should be typical and normal, and we'll see if this kind of continues happening over time. My guess is Leonardo will eventually join this as well, which is why I don't really think it's going to be worth spending money on him unless you're a whale and that's what you want to do. But personally, I will not be spending money for Leonardo. But Arthur, I'll definitely be saving up. It's a little sad that it's for the arena tokens though, because that shop is just so good. But I guess I can't complain too much. City revamp, autumnal times. Added a new autumn themed appearance. Cool. We'll take that. Dream Realm improvements. This is an interesting one. New regional mode. Servers that have reached Expedition Season 2 or later will enter Expedition Regional mode in future seasons of Dream Realms. Adventurers will compete in larger cross-server regions with improved rewards. Exact server groupings will be based on in-game arrangements. So I really like that they note that there's going to be improved rewards, because a lot of times when you kind of put different regions or servers together, what basically happens is the people who are like in the top of their server are now like mid or like not as high up, and so they just get worse rewards, and then it just hurts everyone except for like the ultra whales. But because of this, hopefully because of the increased rewards, it just encourages people to kind of push and whale harder to get those SS tier rewards, and then those who are more middle or upper middle, probably more like me, will still get pretty decent rewards, if not better rewards, or about the same rewards. So I like that they mentioned that's a great note. New expedition perks. Adventurers who participate in expedition rallies each season will gain special perks in Dream Realms. The more rallies you join, the higher your perk level. Perk levels are set at the start of each expedition season. Very curious to see how this works. I've been seeing some people complaining. I kind of mentioned this in my last video, but expedition is like a full-time job, especially for those who are like the leaders of the group. And so I think making this not as often would be really nice. I understand what they were going for with it, with having that, but it feels like it's become such a core part of the game now. But people don't play AFK Arena to be spending like 3 hours in the game a day. It's AFK Arena. So curious to see if that's going to continue or if they'll kind of ease back on it. I hope they ease back on it, but this makes it sound like it's just going to stay how it is. Expedition improvements, new hero recommendation feature, allowing you to view recommended heroes on leaderboard. That's nice. Players who move from a league will be temporarily restricted from rejoining the same league. Okay. League impeachment rules have been refined for smoother management. Game adjustments and improvement. Sung Jin Woo fixed an issue with his signature item skill, Venom Fang, which under certain circumstances is skill targeted untargetable enemies. This does not affect actual damage results. And that's it. So I think there's some good stuff in there. I think there's some things we definitely have to wait and see. Those Expedition and Dream Realm changes, I'm very curious about. I'm not super hopeful that it will be a very positive change, but I don't want to be too pessimistic before I actually see it. So we'll see. I'm still excited to see what these changes kind of bring. But at the very least, I'm excited to start saving up for Arthur. I think I'm going to start saving my arena coins so I can hopefully get some more shards right off the back. That's my plan. Not that I can build them out. I like one spirit shard, so I don't know what I'm going to do with them at the bare minimum, but I don't know. We'll see. But that's the update in the patch notes, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe below if you like my content. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Peace.